Hello and welcome to Ghoulish. I am Max Booth, a host, and today I am talking with Jessica McHugh about NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writing Month. I don't know the name of it. Maybe that's right. I don't have it in front of me, but I do know it's called NaNoWriMo, and it's the National Month of Writing a Novel, and that's what Jessica McHugh and I are talking about today. And also, the Green Kangaroos! Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, I don't know what's so funny, but knock it off. So today we will talking about NaNoWriMo. Now, Would you like to tell me what that means?
NaNoWriMo was named after my Nana, Rimo.
Oh, is she doing
so
okay?
Now. Yeah, she's great. She's doing great.
So
no, it's a writing challenge that happens every November, and it's a National Novel Writing Month.
Now, why was it decided to do this on a month when everybody is busy with family?
That's a good question. I think because probably this was an opportunity for everyone to take a stab at writing a full novel, and they really wanted to pack in as much like bullshit as possible to simulate the writer life. It's the worst month to write a novel, so they were like,
really
here you go, never write a novel again.
It's the most possible month you could do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Wikipedia page now, and they have a list of specific rules. Do you see this?
I don't.
Okay, I'll tell you the rules. Okay.
Okay.
So, rule 1: you never talk about NaNoWriMo outside of NaNoWriMo. Oh God! Well, we've broken that rule.
Yeah, lots of times.
Rule 2 is it begins at 12 a.m. on November 1 and ends at 11:59 p.m. on November 30. Local time. Now, what is local time to you, Jessica?
Happy hour?
Interesting. No one is allowed to begin before these dates. Well, that's rule 2, but that seems like it's also just the same as rule 1.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely one that people kind of are flexible on. They'll bring in like some story that they had worked on previously, and they'll use it as like, this is how I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you reach at least a minimum of 50,000 words within this month, you win.
Yes.
What do you win?
Bragging rights and a little
Two.
a little certificate that you can print out.
Have you ever bragged about winning NaNoWriMo?
Fuck yeah, I have.
Nice. I'm glad.
Strangers on the street.
And how do they usually react?
What the fuck is NaNoWriMo?
Did you know fan fiction is banned from NaNoWriMo?
I didn't, but that sounds right.
But nothing about slash fiction. Interesting.
No. As long as it's your original slash.
Yeah. Well, if it's a slash fiction about Slash himself.
Yeah, well, I would hope so. I mean, I don't know what kind of slash fiction you're reading, but that's exactly. What are you reading? Duff fiction?
I don't read slash fiction. I listen to them, but yeah,
okay.
Same thing. I have a subscription to something. Slash radio, I guess.
You know,
Now, how many
some
times
problem.
have you done NaNoWriMo, and how did you even find out about it?
I don't remember exactly how I found out about it. I'm sure just a bunch of writers on Facebook were talking about it. I first did it in 2012. And I did it with my novel, The Green Kangaroos.
Oh, what's that?
It is a book that I
Nice.
wrote.
Nice. Now, is it 50,000 molds?
It is the original, and looking at it right here, I finished it at 59,252.
Now, how much fan fiction is in this book?
A good amount of fan
Oh,
fiction,
so you didn't
but
even
it's fan
follow the
fiction.
rules.
Yeah, it's fiction of my own novels, though.
Any
So
slash fiction?
I wouldn't be surprised if Slash is mentioned. Because in 2099, like everyone's still gonna be talking about Slash.
I think so. Yeah, so Green Kangaroos is kind of the reason we're doing this episode, because by the time it comes out, the announcement will have already been made, but
Huzzah.
we, because I am the one who published the book, and you are the one who wrote it, I think?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I
okay.
believe that's what the computer is telling me.
Okay, good. So we're doing a new edition of the Green Kangaroos to celebrate its 50th year anniversary. Yeah,
Yay!
I mean, if I recall correctly, you rewrote the book completely to celebrate this.
Yes.
Okay.
I changed all the names, all the locations, really gave it a fresh coat of paint.
You changed it from into second Pilsen for some reason.
I
That
did,
baffles me.
and yeah, no, that is true, and added a lot of vampires.
Yeah, I mean, I recall when I had the book originally, that was one of my suggestions, and you said, "No, I'm not going to sell out." But
You were
now,
right. You were
yeah.
right. They needed way more vampires there.
But you also added a bonus short story called "The Fix," which is
Yeah,
about a mechanic, I think.
yeah, it's about a few mechanics and their kooky adventures. Yeah, I was really excited to write. It's been on my to-do list for a while.
Most slash fiction I have read begins with two mechanics, so I was
Mm.
happy that you would write this
Yeah,
specifically
yeah.
for the new edition of The Green Kangaroos, a science fiction novel about green balds.
Yes. Yeah.
Back to NaNoWriMo.
Yeah, I wrote it I think let me see when I finished it. Most of the novels I wrote during NaNoWriMo, and please nobody hate me for this, but I finished or hit 50,000 usually on November 15th, which is my
Oh,
birthday.
oh.
So, I
Uh,
mean, although it would continue, I'd continue writing,
yeah.
I would finish it. I don't see it on here. There used to be like a thing where it would show you exactly how many words you did per day. And
Yeah, I used to do NaNoWriMo, and I remember like a big graph. It would have all the
Mhm.
stats on it.
Yeah, I guess they don't, unless I'm just missing it. I might be missing it.
So, can you like remember like the challenges you experienced when you began doing the initial Nano?
I think I was really, really excited. So this was the easiest book I've written. So it weirdly was not challenging at all. But like the next one, it was really challenging. This one, it was basically realizing that, yeah, you have to have everything completely outlined and know, exactly where you're going, at least until the halfway point, and then still have some kind of idea of where it can go after that, but also be open to the possibility of it going other places, because it probably will.
Now, you also write longhand, right?
I do. I not so much anymore, but because I'm just trying to like do stuff a lot faster these days. But I tend to, yeah, I still am always have a notebook with me so I can jot down things.
So, how long would it take you to count each individual world to 50,000? That must have taken all of November.
Yeah, I would basically do an average. of the page.
So you don't even know exactly.
No, I don't know exactly
This
until I would get it
podcast
typed out.
is a disaster.
I'm sorry.
I thought I had a
I'm being a liar out here.
NaNoWriMo Pro, a vet of the industry, and it turns out you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, I wouldn't even exclusive here. I wouldn't even be able to type the whole thing up by the time
Oh my god.
month was through. So it's not like I could because you have to upload it and it
Yeah.
counts. So I kind of had to fudge it there.
As long as we're talking about cheating at NaNoWriMo, I guess I can tell you my cheating story with NaNoWriMo.
Yeah.
The first one I did, I made it to about 29,000 molds, and it was the last like 2 hours of the month left, and I knew I wasn't gonna make it, but I also wanted to say I won. So what I did was, my grandma is a Jehovah's Witness, and I have a great time just looking at all the insane rules they have, because it's like an entire little website of just things they cannot do.
Right.
So what I did was I copy and pasted all those rules and just posted them at the end of my document, and I made it to like 70,000 suddenly.
Good job.
Yeah, so I won. The book remains unfinished.
When I did it in 2016, it looks like they had you could change your goal to whatever word count you wanted. Because I drafted my novella Home Birth, and I had a goal of 20,000 words.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I hit that. So at least they have like that. You're not really a winner, not the typical NaNoWriMo, but you're like clinging on the edge of winning.
So stupid. How many times have you done this?
That once.
No, I mean Nano completely.
Oh, Nano?
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my god. Have you done it every year then? Is that how math works?
I did it up until 2017, but some of these were Camp NaNoWriMo, which takes place in April, I think.
Explain what this is.
It's the same thing as NaNoWriMo, but it's in the spring, summer. So
It's just the same thing.
yeah, and it's the same thing. And you have like bunks of, you choose your bunk mates to cheer you on.
Please elaborate, because I'm really confused.
Yeah, it's like you can make like a little cabin and bunks with your like writing buddies.
Okay.
And then there's like a little chat in there and forum, so you can be like, "Hey, I hit 2,000 words today. Good job!"
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised just like regular NaNoWriMo doesn't also have that.
I think it probably does, but it's not like as cutesy. It's hardcore.
Like when you say Camp Nano, I think like a writing retreat maybe. Like I've always had this idea of renting out a cabin and just leaving society. That's the idea. No
one else is invited though?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I would have like a retreat of people coming to write with us, and it would be like the longest writing sprint that you could do, like nothing else but sitting line by line and writing like a goddamn sweatshop or something.
I tell you, I've been to a couple writing retreats, and I feel like I'm the only one who writes.
Oh no.
Like, I'll be like, "Where is Jessica?" I was like, "Oh, she's curled up in some corner writing." And I'm like, "We thought this was a writing retreat."
What is done? Just a lot of drinking, I guess.
Drinking and socializing. It's and I do that too.
Yeah.
But I was like, I thought the conventions are for drinking and socializing and whatnot, and like I write at conventions as well, but like a writing retreat, like it's in the name.
Yeah, I like envision everybody just sitting around in the same room writing.
Yeah, but I think it's because every writer has their own little routine, and maybe it's a lot of pressure.
I like the idea of maybe we all gather around in the same room and say if I hit 1,000 words, I shout 1,000, and everybody else has to take a shot.
That's okay. That's good. With the shot, that makes it better. Otherwise, it's just like my kids' writing group that's obsessed with it. Like they'll be like 201 words, 215 words.
Have you considered giving them shots?
No, I wish they get. Yeah, I wish I could have the shot. It's a bit much.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I guess it depends because sometimes like when I'm writing, I kind of speak out loud to myself. So if you have a whole bunch of writers in the same room doing that, it gets kind of like we're gonna summon something.
Yeah, should I do that too? Especially with dialogue. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it would be pretty amusing, especially if we were all taking shots.
Yeah. And just be like, my character's not supposed to be drunk.
Wait, let's switch laptops. I'll write this one now. You're right mine. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I don't have the money to do this, but someone should.
No, I mean, Raw Dog Screaming Press has a place in Broadkill Beach that they use as a writing retreat. It's like always open. You can like buy a room, rent a room, and go use it. And they do like special kind of getaways for marketing and just writing and whatnot. Like I can't afford to really do it either, but
Yeah, that all sounds extremely expensive.
yeah, a little. It's not super expensive, but it certainly isn't free, except for that one time they gave me a scholarship.
Oh, nice.
And I think they were just like, we want Jessica to come and be in it, entertain us, right in a corner.
What is she doing? Writing? Oh my god.
Yeah, well, she's the worst. Why did we give her this scholarship?
Do you plan on doing Nano this month?
I really, really wanted to. It sucks because I'm in the middle of kind of a middle grade horror that I can't really talk about. So I'd love to. I have another one I need to write immediately after this, so I would love to use Nano as that opportunity. But I'm in the middle of this one, and I need to finish it. So, I mean, if I put them both together and finish them both this month, it still wouldn't hit 50,000 words probably. So, I guess it's possible. I should just kind of focus on doing that. Yes?
Yeah, why not? You could also do it in Camp Nano, which is something different.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I really don't have an excuse.
It doesn't sound like it.
No.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna be busy looking at Facebook on your desktop or anything.
That's true. I think the reason I decided against it was because of the promo, because of all the Splatter Club stuff.
Oh, so we have K-Trap Jones to blame.
Yep.
Oh wow. I guess folks listening better go buy the new edition of the Green Kangaroos to make up for the sacrifice you've made.
I mean, I still need to finish both books ASAP, so.
Gotcha. Do you have a strict deadline on those?
Not really, but I mean, so they're kind of a movie tie-in, so I have until the movie comes out, I guess.
Whoa, I have lots of questions. All of them I know you probably cannot answer.
I can answer.
Okay, well, I will be asking you as soon as we stop talking. NaNoWriMo, yeah. Any, tips you would give someone trying this for the first time?
Plot. Even if I know, pantsers, plotters, whatever, this is a time when you need to be really plot heavy in the beginning. And like I said, you can let your pantsin go wild once you've nailed those first intro chapters. And I think go hard and heavy in the beginning. Seriously, that first day, try to knock out 10,000 words. That was pretty much what I tried to do. At least 5,000 words on the first day, if you can.
What is the most you've ever written in one day?
20,000 something.
Good God.
It wasn't on NaNoWriMo. It was one of my 24-hour writing challenges that I used to do.
Oh, I tried that and failed.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah, it was rough. But
have those 20,000 words been published?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have actually. I forget what I ended up. It was originally called an issue of Stench, but I can't remember what the
Nice.
new title is. It's in the crazy Christmas. Why can't I think of the name of it? Axel Howerton put it out. It's like
Okay.
a big Christmas bizarre horror anthology that came out a couple years ago.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm totally blanking on the name.
Just Google Christmas. It'll come
Christmas
up.
horror, bizarre, McHugh, stinky. It's about a stinky Santa Claus.
Nice. Any besides what you just said, like, can you think of any mistakes you've made doing NaNoWriMo that you would have done differently besides plotting?
um, I think it's just the middle so of the month, like, or I find in especially in like November 20th, something like that, is when people really, really lose their steam. And especially if they found that they're not as close as they'd like to be. All I can say is like just try to power through it because I mean, as they say, you can't edit a blank page. So at least if you do something, you're going to have something to work with. So one of my, I mentioned it a bunch of times before, but the last NaNoWriMo novel I did was Hares in the Hedgerow, which I, on November, it's the longest book I've ever written, but it wasn't at the time. It is now. But my cat died on November 19th. And yeah, and I'd already hit 50,000 words, but I was nowhere near the end of the book. So I had a decision to make. Do I keep going? Do I give in, give up? And I decided to keep going just because it was a good distraction.
Right.
And I gotta say, that is one of, I feel like the ending right now is like the finished, polished ending is bonkers, but that original ending where I was completely out of my mind with grief is some of the most insane like characters from like the beginning of the novel that have no right being there just show up with like guns blazing.
And you changed this?
Yes.
Oh man.
It is so like there's like a dog mauling scene that goes on. It's so crazy.
I don't think you should have changed this. It sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
probably not. Well, it's always saved for posterity.
Okay.
And like I probably should have not powered through. But I was able to edit. I really ditched a lot of it and rewrote it, but
Yeah.
at least I had something, I had even though the characters were making the dumbest decisions ever, some of the dialogue was really good, and I was able to save a lot of that. So
Nice.
sometimes you just got to power through.
All right. Well, great advice from Jessica McHugh, NaNoWriMo vet.
Yeah.
That's what you go by, right?
Yes, usually.
Okay, great.
Only in professional settings.
Okay. You don't just walk around and introduce yourself as a NaNoWriMo vet?
No, I scream I'm a NaNoWriMo winner at people.
And
Professional settings, I keep it to NaNoWriMo vet.
have you ever gotten into a fight with someone else doing NaNoWriMo?
I don't think so. I mean, only when I've had like students that are doing it give me excuses and I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Nice.
You're
Now-
12. Button down and get it done.
Take this shot.
Yeah.
I've seen online like a lot of people in the writing scene. They kind of talk shit about NaNoWriMo. They get too precious about it, and they go, "That's not how real writing is." But those guys are kind of dumbasses, I think.
Yeah, well, I think just because you have people that are, it's their first time writing a novel, especially if they, win, like they're super excited. They don't realize how much work goes into a novel. They don't realize that writing is rewriting and editing. You know, a lot of my writing students, the same thing. They do not want to edit it. You know, it's perfect the first way around. And I mean, that's just not true. And I mean, ideally, you want many eyes, you know, at least another set of eyes looking at a novel before you submit it. But a lot of NaNoWriMo novels get submitted just by an overzealous new writer. And I think that helps kind of create this toxic like idea around Nano, just because publishers are tired of seeing these and usually shut down during like December and January because they're like, we're not.
It is a good idea to shut down.
Yeah, we're not doing it. But I think it's weird that anyone would say it, you know, tarnishes what writing is or what the creation of a novel can be, because when you are writing that fast, I feel like you're more tapped into the story, more tapped into the characters, because you're with them constantly.
Yeah, I mean, Carlton Melick, that's his whole like idea about writing. He will write a book like in 2 days because the excitement remains within those 2 days. The more time you spend, the less excited you will be about the project. So it makes sense to write it as quickly as possible and get the whole thing out before any like excitement drifts away.
Absolutely, and I mean, you just can't think. You don't allow yourself the time to second guess so much, which is, I think, where a lot of people trying NaNoWriMo, when they end up failing, it's because they let that inner critic turn on and they start to edit and then before they're finished. And that's, you just can't, you just got to like vomit. Let it all come out, good or bad. And that's why I think writing by hand when you're doing Nano is a lot more valuable, because when it's right there on the computer, it's like begging to be edited.
Right. It would still take a lot of time to count each one of those.
Yeah. You take another month just to find out if you won.
I have a challenge for anybody who wants to do NaNoWriMo this month. 50,000 words, one sentence.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, do it.
I feel like that's a Fiona Apple title.
It might
like
be.
There's a record. Fiona Apple wins that.
Yeah, she might have already completed NaNoWriMo.
For all time.
If I ever interview anyone famous like that, that's going to be question 1. Have you ever won NaNoWriMo? Beyonce?
I think I think that's a very good idea.
Thank you. How can folks find you online?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at the Jess McHugh. I'm also on Facebook, but my website is jessicamchughdbooks.com, or probably until the free whatever expires, McHughHorror.com.
Whoa.
Look out. Yeah, I don't know when that ends, but probably soon. So jessicamchughdbooks.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
At this point, I'm looking for the next big thing. My phone can't handle Snapchat or TikTok, so
I don't know what TikTok means, but
Yeah.
okay. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I mean it's a cool like video lip syncing like app. It seems real fun, but I can't. My phone would die.
Okay.
Oh, and I have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/thejessmchugh, and I have a few different tiers. If you like if you like getting mail, like physical mail, I have a tier where I send blackout poetry every single month. So,
And what is blackout poetry again?
It's just taking a page of existing prose and finding the hidden poetry in it, and then kind of blacking everything else out in a interesting way, or not, whatever, however you feel.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Go buy the new edition of The Green Kangaroos. Is out now. You can go to perpetualpublishing.com. It's on that page. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Now, before we end this episode, Jessica, I believe we agreed upon that you would close out today's episode by reciting a haiku. So you should have that propelled already if you want to just go ahead and read that.
The Green Kangaroos by Jessica McHugh, y'all, is coming out soon.
Yes, but it's already out now, so.
It's already out, that's right.
Yes!
It is out right now, y'all. I ended with y'all twice.
And what do you call that haiku? What's the titles?
Hi, y'all.
I'd like that you went with the Texas theme. It's appropriate.
Hey, Merlin's got it going too.
We will add a thrift.
Palmer Merlin.
We will add like a pawn shop not too long ago, and we found a T-shirt that just said "Freedom, y'all," and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I should have bought it.
I used to have a "Don't Mess with Texas" shirt, and I loved it.
It's great. Texas is cool. Saying y'all is super fun. Haikus all good. The Green Kangaroos is good. The end of the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Ghoulish. Did you like what you just heard? Want to listen to these episodes daily instead of weekly? Well, you are in luck, Daddy-O, because over on Patreon, we've announced a new stretch goal. Once we begin making 1,000 bones a month, we will begin releasing Ghoulish 5 nights a week. That's 1,000 bones, my sweet, beautiful, spooky children. Now go on over to patreon.com/PMM Publishing to pledge now, today, right this second, don't wait. You can also follow this show at GhoulishPod.com and tweet at us at GhoulishPod. Please rate and review us on iTunes, and do not forget, whatever you do, live spooky, die spooky.